Hello everybody. Hello again. Alrighty. Oh my goodness. It is so weird seeing myself on video. Anyway, Q. Let's see. All right. Got my chat here. Oh, well. I don't know why you can't see this stuff on the app. You have to do the web version. It's a little tedious, but come on. 3 blind mice, 3 blind mice. I think it's this one. I hope it's this one. If it would load, that would be nice. Come on. Yep, looks to be this one. Okay. All right. Let us begin. Starting off with yeah, flashcards. This is gonna, oh well, gotta knock them out, right? Okay. So who first wait, hold on, I can change this. Is it working? No. There we go. All right. Sorry. Okay. Who first proposed the term autonomic nervous system in 1898? J.N. Langley. What are the 3 main functional divisions of the autonomic nervous system? The sympathetic, parasympathetic, and enteric divisions. Okay. The sympathetic division of the autonomic nervous system prepares the body for strenuous physical activity in emergency situations, fight or flight, right? Oh, well, a response commonly known as, there we go, fight or flight. All right. The parasympathetic division of the ANS is primarily involved in general housekeeping activities during relaxed situations, a response known as rest and digest. Anatomically, the ANS is part of which 2 major divisions of the nervous system? CNS and PNS? Central nervous system and peripheral. Yes, okay. Good. We can go ahead and expand this. Yes, most visceral organs are innervated by both sympathetic and parasympathetic divisions, a condition known as dual innervation. Okay, I did not know that, really. But that's okay. We're here to learn. Hello, Zach Willie. How you doing? How are you doing today? Where is the enteric division of the ANS located? It is located entirely in the peripheral nervous system, within nerve plexuses surrounding the GI tract. Okay. The autonomic pathway consists of a 2-neuron chain with blank fibers extending from the CNS to an autonomic ganglion. Preganglionic fibers. Okay. In the 2-neuron chain of the autonomic pathway, what type of fibers innervate the effector organ from the autonomic ganglion? Postganglionic, because they have to be after the ganglion. Yeah. Where are the preganglionic neuronal cell bodies of the sympathetic division primarily located in the spinal cord? I don't know. Myelin? No. In the lateral horn of the T1 to L2/3 spinal cord segments. Okay. Moving on. What is the name of the structure through which... Hey Teresa Mitchell, how you doing? How are you doing on this fine day? How's it going? What is the name of the structure through which sympathetic preganglionic axons, which are mostly myelinated, enter the paravertebral ganglia? Man, I wish I knew. Wait, preganglionic, mostly myelinated. Vertebrae. The something communicans. Not ansa subclavia, that's a different structure. Rami communicans. Yes, white rami communicans. That's the name of the structure through which sympathetic preganglionic, postganglionic sympathetic, mostly unmyelinated, leave the paravertebral ganglia through a structure called the gray rami communicans. Excuse me. What is one of the 3 possible fates of a preganglionic axon once it enters a paravertebral ganglion? One of 3. Synapse, I think, right? It can travel up or down the chain to synapse in another ganglion, or it can pass through to synapse in a prevertebral ganglion. Okay, didn't know that. Where are prevertebral ganglia of the sympathetic division typically located? Probably before the vertebrae. I mean, that would make sense based off the name. Man, my nose is so itchy today. Earplugs falling out of my ears. This is going to be one of those days, I guess. That's okay. They lie... Okay, they lie in front of the aorta and along its major arterial branches. The adrenal medulla is considered a modified sympathetic ganglion that secretes which compounds directly into the bloodstream? Norepinephrine and epinephrine, or adrenaline and noradrenaline. The parasympathetic division is also known as the craniosacral division because its preganglionic neurons are located in the brainstem and the sacral spinal cord. Okay. Preganglionic axons of the parasympathetic division leave the brainstem as part of which four cranial nerves? Okay. I just learned this the other day. Vagus is one. That's cranial nerve 10. I don't know. At least that's one of them. Let's see what these other ones are. Oculomotor. Okay, I don't... okay. Oculomotor, facial, glossopharyngeal, and vagus cranial nerves. 3, 7, 9, and 10. Those are the autonomic ones. I should have known that. That makes so much more sense now. Which cranial nerve innervates nearly all the viscera in the thoracic and abdominal cavities as part of the parasympathetic system? Vagus, I think. Yep, vagus nerve. Parasympathetic preganglionic axons form the sacral spinal cord. From the sacral spinal cord terminate in terminal ganglia, which are located where? In the organ of action, within the walls of the target organ. Yep. What is the term for the partially active state of both A and S divisions under normal conditions? What is the term for the partially active state of both A and S divisions under normal conditions, which provides precise control over organ activity? Wait, motor afferent and sensory, no, motor efferent and sensory afferent? No. Sympathetic or parasympathetic tone. Okay. What is the first step in an efficient neurologic examination? I would assume looking at their movement. Yeah, gait. Mentation, posture. Yeah, posture's a big one. Clinical signs such as seizures, circling, and altered mental status generally indicate a problem in which part of the nervous system? Cerebrum. No, forebrain or brainstem. Okay. Paresis and ataxia are clinical signs common to lesions in which two major areas of the nervous system? Maybe this is the cerebrum now? I don't know. No. Well, somewhat. The brain and the spinal cord. So the central nervous system. Okay. Which functional lobe of the cerebrum is primarily associated with motor control? Oh man. Telencephalon? No. Frontal lobe. In forebrain lesions, postural and sensory. I don't even think the telencephalon is part of the cerebrum. Isn't that part of the brainstem? I don't know. In forebrain lesions, postural and sensory deficits are typically found on the side same to the lesion, or equivalent to the lesion. I don't know what the name is saying. Hey Zozo, how you doing? Good to see you again. Contralateral and forebrain lesions. Okay. I didn't know that. In contrast to forebrain lesions, abnormal findings from a brainstem lesion are usually... I'm doing okay, Zozo. How about you? Just studying for my exam tomorrow. Abnormal findings from a brainstem lesion are usually lateral to the lesion location. Ipsilateral. Okay. Whereas forebrain lesions are contralateral. What are the 3 classical signs of cerebellar disease? Well, loss of coordination. They kind of, I don't know the 3 signs. It's pretty much loss of coordination is the only one I can think of. Severe generalized ataxia, hypermetria, or hyperreflexia. Okay, that makes sense. Well, I don't know, maybe it depends. Intention tremors. That is where like if a horse is trying to keep its head and focus on something right here, they might turn it and it just like, it's weird, it shakes like that. They have trouble like coordinating their head to sit still, and so it just kind of, it's so weird. But they can also develop nystagmus, which is where their eyes just like can't sit still. It's very strange. Right? Chat GPT. Yeah, Chat GPT I would use. It's I do use it. Just not for this, because Notebook LM I put my notes into, and it's less likely to hallucinate, which means invent new information. I just get it to compile my notes basically, and it's working okay so far. Working pretty well. But ChatGPT is a pretty alright option as well. But Notebook LM, I can also make flashcards and quizzes and podcasts, pretty crazy stuff, like AI generated podcasts where AI generated voices talk to each other like a podcast. It's crazy. Anyway, and it's free too, Notebook LM. This is not sponsored. The cerebellum's primary function is to measure, coordinate, and regulate motor action, but it does not initiate motor action. The sensory component of the pupillary light reflex is mediated by which cranial nerve? I think it's the optic nerve. Yes. oculomotor nerve, which is cranial nerve 3, is the motor component. The motor component is mediated by cranial nerve 3, the oculomotor nerve. The palpebral reflex tests for facial sensation via the blank nerve and motor response. Blinking. Oh, the palpebral reflex tests. That's the verb of this situation here. Via the, well, they kind of already gave it away. I saw that. It was trigeminal nerve and facial nerve? Yes. 5 and 7. Chat GPT understands your feelings better than a boyfriend. Really? Interesting. Yeah, very, very, AI is a powerful tool. Can take information from all over the internet, compile it in a very short amount of time, make it very easy to find information. Great tool though. Well, I think I'm gonna take a break. It's been 20 or so minutes. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Thank you all for watching. You're welcome to join me again once I'm back. See you in the next one.